Hello, what's up good people? Good to see you once again. Now today on this video I'm going to share with you 5 secret investments that the rich do but poor do not even know that they usually exist. It's kind of strange thing to people, but guess what? I'm going to share with you bit by bit because I've already outlined them in points form. Make it easy. I'm going to go step by step explaining each point. All what you need to do is to sit back, relax, watch this video to the end and grasp the knowledge. Because remember one thing, that knowledge is power. And guess what? As good Joseph, I always post a video each and every day talking about investment, how to make money, where and how to invest, and savings and everything related to your pocket, basically your finance. And if that's a cup of your coffee and you don't want to miss any good feature of my videos, do this. It doesn't cost you anything, it's free of charge. Down below there on your right, there is a button written subscribe. It is in black. Hit that magical button and guess what happens? Once you do so, like this video and as well, turn that notification bell. A whole YouTube will notify you whenever I upload a new good video. Enough with all the introduction. How about you go to today's business and have the discussion? Now, what are these secret investments that the rich do that the poor people don't even aware that they exist? All right, let's go bit by bit. Point number one is that they invest in anything to do with health related in terms of investments. And what exactly does it mean? I want you to look this into two different things. First of all, let's appreciate the fact that health is one of the lucrative industries in this country. What exactly does it mean? Have you ever been invited in one way or the other? Maybe you've been ever added on a WhatsApp group whereby you're required to contribute. Maybe somewhere or somebody is sick in the hospital, they do not have the money to pay the bill, or the guys have been held back, or unfortunately that the guy lost their lives and they have to be taken there back to their homes for them to be buried, and you guys have to pay and all those kind of things. Anyway, if you come from Africa, you understand exactly what I mean. That means that health industry is one of the lucrative industry that these rich people, they do get invest on. Or the other way around, they really care about the health. There are two ways on how you can be able to approach this health. What does it mean? Number one, you can either be an investor on this industry. That means that you make more money. All right. Or the other way around, you can actually invest on yourself in terms of the health. What does it mean? Having the exercise, being out there, being an outgoing person, making sure that you're eating the appropriate food and the right dietary so that at least you can monitor your health. Because let me tell you one secret. If you are not aware, one of the most important things in our lives is the health. And one day you realize that the health is and how it's been and it's gonna be a wealth. So the rich people know exactly that and they actually try as much as they can. That's why they kind of consult. They have some guys who do the anger management. There are some guys who actually check their blood sugar, their pressure, their diabetes, and all those kind of things, so that at least to make sure that they're staying on shape. All right. So the other thing they do is that they actually invest in that industry because they know where the money is going. It's like, have you ever seen somebody who is building a certain structure somewhere, and then after building, they realize, wow, that is a lot of money that I've actually taken to a hardware. Probably I can just go ahead and start a hardware. Yeah, most of the people who build their investments out there, they end up being a hardware business owners. That's very true, all right? Let's go into the next point. There's that they invest on what we call the time and the scalability. And I want you to understand this one. This might be a bit tricky for some people to understand it, but this is my point. Scalability simply means that you automate your processes. You do not have to, for example, if you show up, let's say you're employed somewhere, you work maybe in a corporate industry, say a bank or something, and then you show up in the morning at around 8, you get out of the job at around 5, and you're paid 70,000 at the end of the month. There is no way you can scale that down, meaning you cannot be able to, even if you overwork, you still earn the same salary. Even if you underwork, you still earn the same salary. So to scale down your business basically means is to automate the business, meaning that you can be able to do multiple things at the same time. You can imagine this, you trying as much as you can to get 4 million probably to own a home. Somebody is having 12 million for a car. So what does it tell? It tells that you guys are applying the wrong formula when it comes to money. So these guys are able to do multiple things at the same time. If you're able to achieve 2,000 in a single day, made up of 24 hours, these guys are doing 10 or 20 times of that what you've made. And how exactly can you do that? They do so by scaling down their businesses. Let's say you're out there, probably you are something like a teacher. All right, and you teach like something like English online, all right, or basically you are a teacher and you're employed somewhere, or maybe let's say you just organize some 3, 4, 10, 15 students somewhere and then you teach them during the holidays. And this is the point. Now you've limited yourself to the locality of that specific area that you hail from or you come from. But if you were to do so, offer those services online, and you say, hey, guess what, guys, I'm an English teacher, I'll be offering classes here and all those kind of things, blah, 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 blah. And then you are able to spread your tentacles out there and get more kids from outside the world, even from outside your village, outside the country, and such kind of a thing. All right, and you offer them classes. Again, that's still not scaling down. But if you were to record all those classes and then you sell all those masterclass, that's what we call scalability in business. And if you can be able to do exactly that, then that means you are able to actually achieve more within the same time. And by the way, they end up to a point whereby they would rather hire somebody to achieve a certain task rather than them committing themselves into doing so. Have you ever been caught somewhere? Back then I used to be an interior designer, and I could ask myself, wow, that was a so small a task. Why wouldn't this guy just take that one day and maybe do the thing and save that money? To me, I perceived that thing as saving the money, but the fact remains, if that guy was to stay there, do the job, maybe he would pay me 5,000, that dude could have made maybe 10 or 5 times more than exactly that. That's now what we call scalability. Instead of committing yourself all the effort doing exactly that, you could be somewhere doing something better, and actually that will make you more money than other people usually think. Also, sending text. You find these guys, they hardly call you. If you had a meeting, they just send you an exclusive text. Hey, are we going to meet at 8 p.m. as agreed? And this is the point, and this is my deal, and this is my offer, and they complete. Rather than making a call, having a whole day discussion to and fro, and all those kind of things, they prefer sending you a text and they're done. No matter how big deal it is. That's kind of weird. I didn't know that, but I came to realize later. Anyway, we go to the next point. Let me tell you one secret. These guys, they invest on skills. If you tell a rich individual that, hey, guess what? If you can be able to understand these skills and if you can be able to invest on this area, you're able to make money out of it. They ask you, how long does it take to learn the skills? You tell them 3 months. You know what? They're down to it. No matter what it costs, they're going to pay for those skills for them to understand. If you tell them, hey, guess what? If you have what we call the psychology of selling skills, I am telling you, at the end of the day, you can be able to make a kill. They go down into it. They don't mind committing themselves into getting those skills that you've actually told them that they can be able to earn something out of it. That's how crazy they are. They make sure that they invest on those skills. Other things, if you tell them, hey, you know what? At this particular point, you have a problem with financial management skills. You need to get yourself relevant skills and appropriate skills. Otherwise, if you continue to do so, then you're going to get yourself into problems. Guess what? They're down into it. They go ahead and get those skills so that they can be able to manage their thing. Guess what? If there is something that is so different from the wealthy people or the rich people, should I call them the fortunate people, is that they are hungry for knowledge. But you find the other class of guys, they really don't care about that. They kind of tend to be ignorant. They associate with being expensive. And somebody say, like, if you think or believe that education is expensive, then try ignorance and tell me how it will turn up to be. So the point is this, that they invest in these skills, and some of these skills actually, they are quite many. And by the way, sometimes they realize they do not have the best management skills. They cannot be able to manage their businesses as the CEO, as the general manager, as the directors, whatever they're going to call themselves. So they make sure they rather go to class or they hire a teacher to offer what we call the home lessons, so that at least they can gather the information, how to manage people, how to control people, how to make sure that they run their businesses successfully, how to sell, and all those skills, so that at least they can be able to go ahead and teach their employees, so that at least the business can be able to be run exactly as they wish those businesses to be run. So exactly, you have to know how these people do their businesses, and you have to understand that they consider skills as one of the most essential things in their life. And I'll give you a challenge. How about you go ahead and as well do exactly this? And by the way, this is a problem with young people. I always tell them, you want to make money. You see, if you find yourself looking for money, you're already lost. You're on the wrong route. What you're supposed to do is that find the skills. On those skills, after getting the skills, now find the problems that are in existence, then find the solutions. I'm telling you, value, which basically means we look for you, and that's how we make money. Yeah, I know that one may not even click to majority, but it's the truth. I wish I had another way of saying it. That is the only way, and it's the best one, all right? The other one is a cocktail. They do have, or they invest on what we call a cocktail of both assets and cash flow. They understand the cash is king, and again, they understand as well assets are quite important thing. Guess what? Have you ever seen people who we call them the asset rich but cash poor? Somebody has a whole, piece of land. The guy is not doing nothing with that specific land. It's not generating anything. Probably you took a loan using your salary to buy a piece of land because you come from a family where they told you, hey, you know what, a real man should have a piece of land somewhere and that kind of a thing. You're earning 45,000, 20,000 of it is dedicated to paying your loan. Then you're squeezing yourself into surviving with a 20,000 salary or 25,000 salary, and you have to repay that piece of land for the next 4 years. Wow, you're getting yourself in a tight spot. Let me tell you one secret. One thing that you're supposed to understand, there's a difference between having an asset and cash flow. All right, this is like just like having that piece of land on that rate. It means like it's like these guys who sell this land, they transfer that problem to you. You think you're doing the right thing. Obviously, you're doing the right thing because you'll argue from the point of that the asset is increasing in terms of value. But the reality is this: there is nothing like the cash flow, and cash is king. Meaning, if you show up in a hospital, maybe say you are sick, you cannot be able to, well, yeah, maybe you can just give them the deeds. But the point is this: you cannot show up in a grocery stores and give them the deeds. You need money, that's for sure. So the point to remain is that cash flow is the king. But if you can have a mixture of the two, call them the cocktail of both assets and cash flow, that would be the most amazing thing. You as well have the liquid money just for the purposes of emergency. You never know. This is life. And I always say, if you're an adult, you have to understand one thing: that the most predictable thing about life, it's unpredictability. That's it. So you got to have yourself the combination of those two things so that at least your life can learn, can be able to be in appropriate way. That's how we do the thing. The last one, but not the least, of course, is about investing on their kids with the relevant education. I did stress with the relevant education. I've ever seen Indians, once their kids close the schools, you find them on the counters selling, they're the cashiers, they're the, what we call them, they give what we call the customer services and what have you and all those kind of things, because they know one thing: they're gonna face off in this world. So I don't know why poor people, they are the individuals who live in a denial that, hey, we won't die early, they kind of give themselves up and those kind of things. Rich have already made peace with their lives, and they know one thing: you can vacate any moment. And the point is this: you got to have somebody who will pick over from you, and at least you can be able to understand that one day they'll have what we call a generation of, what do we call the wealth generation, whatever, and that kind of a thing. So the point is this: is good to invest on those individuals so that at least you can proceed and grow to the next level. And guess what? That's the end of my video. And guess what? You can, as always, grab my number from the description of this specific video. Give me a call. I offer services pertaining to exactly what I've talked about investment and what have you. So anyway, I still have booklets about investments and all other areas that you can be able to put your money up. Peace goes for only $280. For now, it's a goodbye, and make sure that you subscribe. See ya.